Legible or legitimate? What's the difference? Legitimate means lawful or valid, accordance with the law or established legal forms and requirements. Legible means able to read or decipher, to discover or discern. Illegible is the opposite, meaning impossible to read or decipher. Illegitimate is the opposite of legitimate, meaning not authorized by the law, not in accordance with accepted rules or standards. A child born of parents not lawfully married to each other is also referred to as illegitimate. Let's look at some examples. Concerns relating to employee fraud and other forms of malpractice were acknowledged as being legitimate. Manufacturers legitimately argued that ingredients of their products are subject to commercial confidentiality. The government fears that talking to terrorists might legitimate their violent actions. Legitimate refugees should be treated with compassion. They complained about excessive government intrusion into their legitimate activities. Her passport seemed legitimate, but on closer inspection, it was found to be altered. A legitimate child is one whose parents are legally married at the time of his or her birth. He claimed that the restaurant bill was a legitimate business expense. The army must give power back to the legitimate government. They provided a legitimate excuse for being late. His writing is almost illegible. The document is not legible. An anxious mood was clearly legible upon her face. If they were ever going to, I knew that I would have to try harder to be legible. Keep things safe and delicious with an accurate and legible thermometer. There's no effort to modernize the story, no attempt to make it easily legible to the audience. Anger was legible in his looks and behavior. The marriage certificate, weathered and time-worn, was barely legible. The original typescript is scarcely legible. The price must be legible to a purchaser.